We're taught to organize our lives in the most rigid ways possible, folders, notes apps, to-do lists, and even timelines. And honestly, none of that ever worked for how my brain actually thinks. But at the same time, I had thousands of ideas saved, rooms I wanted to redesign, clothes I liked, trips I even wanted to take, trying to get that Japan trip out of the group chat. But they were all somewhere and nowhere at the same time, if that makes any sense. And that's kind of when I realized something, Pinterest wasn't the problem. It's the way that my ideas were organized. And so for those of you who don't know, Pinterest is where most people collect inspiration, but it's not where inspiration actually gets turned into decisions. And so instead of forcing my brain into lists and, folders, I built something that works the way my ideas actually form, more spatial, visual, messy, and most important of all, connected. And this is what that looks like. This originally started as a room makeover, not just a checklist or a shopping cart list, but everything I liked, visual and displayed all at once. And, instead of asking, what should I buy? I just started asking myself better questions. What competes for my attention? What's interchangeable and what's actually necessary? And so I believe that this is how a second brain is actually supposed to be. Not a vault for information, but a space where ideas can actually begin to talk with one another. And here's the thing. You don't even have to be a Pinterest power user to even use this. You can start using this today with even just 1 or 2 pins just to get started. This can be the place where your visual thoughts can live. This one was for clothing. But honestly, it's more about identity. Instead of saving outfits and forgetting about them, I could see patterns. I could see colors I gravitated towards, silhouettes I repeated, and even pieces that could actually fit together. That's just not inspiration anymore. That's clarity. And what surprised me most wasn't about how more productive I became. It was about how calm it was. When your ideas live somewhere, you can actually see your brain stop trying to hold everything, all at once. And this is the core reason why I built this, just so that other curators like me and you, or even future curators are having a place where they can bring together their ideas, without having to be bogged down by more traditional note-taking avenues. So if you've ever felt that you've had too many ideas and no way to connect them, this might be the missing piece. And if you want to see how I use this to plan trips or even redesign my own living spaces, just let me know. Thanks for watching.